feel like it's for someone in specific. Like there is somebody right now that is watching this or will watch this on replay at some point that needs to hear this message. And we're going to talk about beliefs tonight. No, we're not talking about like religion or anything like that, but we're going to talk about beliefs. And you as a student, like, have them. You have beliefs. You have beliefs. And tonight we're going to talk about how our beliefs either serve us or we serve them. Like it's never both. It's usually one or the other. And how
it's one shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. In the love with the...
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? Hope you're having an absolutely amazing evening. It's a Wednesday night as I record this, so I hope you're doing great and life is treating you well. Tonight I wanted to come on here and do a quick live stream on a topic that is, man, like I've been seeing this affect so many students. I mean, it always has, but for some reason, I'm just seeing it a lot more now. I don't know if part of it is just because of the buildup with COVID and everything from 2020. I don't know if that's partially what it is. I don't know if it's further back, but I'm going to address it tonight. And I feel like whoever this is for, because I always believe that whenever I am I feel called to talk about a specific topic, I always feel like it's for someone in specific. Like there is somebody right now that is watching this or will watch this on replay at some point that needs to hear this message. And we're going to talk about beliefs tonight. No, we're not talking about like religion or anything like that, but we're going to talk about beliefs. And you as a student, like, have them. You have beliefs. You have beliefs. And tonight we're going to talk about how our beliefs either serve us or we serve them. Like it's never both. It's usually one or the other. And how this has to do with you as a pre-PT and a future physical therapy student. So for those of y'all that have never seen me before or KC before, my name is 𝗀𝘁𝘂𝗱𝗄. I am one of the co-founders of Pre-PT Grind. And literally our job is to help you guys get into physical therapy school without having to waste a lot of the time and money that so many students do. And waste every single year because they don't understand the key pieces that will help them get into PT school. So that's what we do. But tonight I want to talk about beliefs. So let's dive in. If you're watching this live, if you're watching this on replay, feel free to comment below. If you listen to this and you're like, oh my gosh, like I know somebody, I have a friend, I have a classmate that needs to hear this. If you're like, hey, they need to hear it, tag them in this, share this with them. Hopefully it will inspire them as well. But let's dive in. What do you believe as a pre-PT, and is that belief hurting or helping you as a student? So the reason why this topic even came to my mind is I was talking to a student very recently, and this happens a lot. So typically, like, I'll have certain phone calls. Some students are trying to, apply and get into the accepted system and several other things. But I was speaking to this one specific student, and when we got on the call, she was like, man, Joseph, I don't know what to do. I really feel overwhelmed. I feel like I'm not ready. I'm trying to apply this cycle, Joseph, and I really don't know if it's going to work out. Like, I feel like I might have to delay a year. So whenever I'm hearing somebody say that they want to delay a year, I'm usually thinking one of two things. All right. So for those of y'all that have ever thought of, delaying a year, it's usually one of two things. So the first thing could be that person is very self-aware. And self-awareness just simply means that you know what the real situation is, and you know that, waiting a year would actually help, right? So self-awareness looks like, hey, I have 5 prerequisite classes that I still need to take. I was hoping to apply this cycle, but I'm not going to be able to. So I'm going to push it to next year. Self-awareness looks like, hey, like, I know that if I take the next year, I can, add all these other elements to my application. I have a game plan for that. So I actually feel more comfortable with applying next year. So that's the self-awareness route. And I'm usually a fan for that. So like if someone wants to take a year off because like it actually makes sense, like I'm all for it. But there's another side. The other side comes from fear. The other side comes from us not feeling capable, us not feeling qualified, us not feeling like we can actually do it, right? And so I had a feeling that it was the second one, but I asked, I was like, hey, like, tell me what's going on. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what you feel right now is holding you back. Tell me where you feel stuck. And then let's see if on this phone call, I can help you get unstuck. That's what I told this student. And the student was like, okay. So they told me everything. They told me their GPA, GRE, all that stuff. They told me what they had been doing to, you know, communicate with the schools. Cause I'm a big fan of that. I'm a massive fan of, you know, actually like communicating in certain ways that are not annoying, but like actually building a communication system with the programs you're applying to. She told me of other extracurricular things that she was doing. She listed off all these things in about 5 minutes. It took her 5 minutes to, you know, state everything. And at the end of it, I was quiet. At the end of it, I was quiet. And then the reason why I was quiet is because this had been the first time in a long time where like I had gotten on a call with a student who felt like they weren't ready, but it was the first time that I actually felt like they were ready. They just didn't know it. like y'all, like you have to understand, like we coach a lot of students. So I see a ton of situations from low GPAs to high GPAs and so on and so forth. So I took like 3 or 4 seconds to kind of, you know, make sure that I had heard it properly. But I told her, I was like, so where are you stuck? She was like, well, I feel like I'm all over the place. I feel like I'm not, you know, qualified. And I was like, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're actually an amazing applicant. Like you're a phenomenal applicant. And like, to be honest, all the things that you told me you're doing are some of the things that I never see students doing. How much focus you've actually taken on the schools that you're applying for, because one of the things that we believe is that, you know, it's important to be more interested in the schools that you're applying for than interesting. I think a lot of us get nervous and we just want to show the schools all of the cool things we've done. No, you have to actually understand the schools and then make sure that in your application and when you're doing the interview and all those other elements that it actually matches up with their values and what they're about. And so I was like, you're doing things that students don't typically do. Like you're amazing. Why do you feel so nervous? Like, why do you feel so stuck? And she couldn't tell me. She was like, man, like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like I'm all over. Like, I just need to be coached. I was like, hold up. Like, this is a belief issue. This is a belief issue. And for one of the first or few times that I've ever had to have this conversation with someone that was that prepared, I was like, do you believe that you have the ability to get into PT school? She was like, I don't know. Like, and really what I realized was like her belief was that she was not qualified to get into PT school. Her belief was that it didn't matter how much work she put into her application, how much effort she put into it, how many more classes she took, she always would need one more thing if she was ever going to stand out as an applicant. And the honest truth is, she was good. I'm telling y'all right now, that was such an amazing application. Like, I spent the next 15 minutes helping her change like her perspective, because I was like, I'm not going to coach you on applying. Like, I have nothing to tell you because you're actually a great applicant. What we have to shift is the narrative that we're telling ourselves. Like, what we have to switch is what we're telling ourselves. Because right now, it sounds like you're telling yourself that, like, regardless of what you put into this, it's just not going to work. You're just not going to be ready. And she was like, yeah. I was like, well, like, you are. So maybe you just need to hear someone tell you that you are ready. You are ready. And so why am I sharing this with you guys here today? The reason why I'm sharing this is because, like, we all have beliefs. Some of us have beliefs that, we may not get into school. Like, you might be applying this cycle, or you might have already submitted your application. You're just like, I just don't feel like this is the year. I feel like it's okay. So your beliefs are that you won't get in. Some of us are, like, man, I struggled at the beginning of my journey. So maybe that'll hurt my acceptance. Maybe I won't get in because my first 2 or 3 years of college, I had bad grades, right? Maybe your beliefs are, man, I suck at exams, so I'm never going to be able to conquer the GRE. I'm never going to be able to navigate through it. I've been rejected before, so there's a good chance that it's probably just going to happen again. Maybe this is just fate. Maybe this is just like time telling me that, I should start thinking about a plan B or a different career. And the honest truth is, those beliefs do not serve us. For those of y'all that are watching this live or on replay, can you put that in the comments below? Beliefs that do not get me closer to my goal are not serving me. They are hurting me. Beliefs that are not getting me closer to my goal are not serving me. They are hurting me. Those beliefs are hurting you because what happens is this. When we spend a lot of time freaking out about that, we get more anxious. We start to waste like energy that we could be using on taking, action. This particular student just happens to be like a really strong applicant, but most of us actually have things that we can do to improve our applications, to become stronger applicants. So we waste so much of our energy freaking out, panicking. Like, what happens when you panic? I know when I freak out, I isolate myself. Maybe I'll go watch, like a Netflix series, or I'll go to bed and nap because I'm just too stressed. And the honest truth is, that's time that you could have spent like studying like for the GRE. When you're preparing for the GRE, do you believe that you have the ability to actually crush it on the GRE? Because I'm telling you right now, if you don't believe that, then your actions will tell that, and your actions will also predict what could potentially happen. But if you start shifting and saying, hey, I suck at standardized exams, but I believe that with the right direction, I can actually navigate through this, then what will happen is you'll start you'll start studying like you believe like you're gonna, pass the exam. Two, you'll start saying, hey, I know I have the ability, but I might need some assistance. So you'll start looking for that. But you will never put yourself in a position of saying, hey, it's never gonna happen, because y'all, you have to understand that this is such a critical part of becoming a strong applicant. We're human beings, we go through our ups and downs, but don't let your beliefs work against you. Don't let them. All of our beliefs are either serving us or we're serving them. So right now, here's a belief that I have right now. So right now I'm doing this video. I have a belief that this message, the reason why I'm even doing this, right? And the reason why, as I'm recording this, it's like 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. But the reason why I'm doing this, and y'all can hear that I actually mean it, is because I earnestly believe that there's at least one person that needed to hear this specific message right now. I could also choose to believe that, nobody wants to hear this, Joseph. Nobody wants to listen to you talk about beliefs. They just want answers on GRE, PTK. No one wants to hear this. And what would have happened? What would have happened if I had served my negative belief? Then I may have not even come on, come on this live stream. But because I chose to let my belief serve me, I chose the positive belief. I chose the belief that, somebody needs this tonight. And if not tonight, someone's gonna need this recording later, or, in a month, in a year, in 2 years. But regardless, go there, serve the people, go on the live stream, talk about it, because somebody is needing to hear this. Somebody right now is getting in their own way. Somebody right now is taking away momentum and energy from what they should be putting their effort into, which is, studying, prepping for the GRE, shifting which schools they're applying to, all that stuff. They should be putting their energy into things that will get them closer, but they're wasting so much energy freaking out and panicking and believing that it might not happen for them. So I'll ask again, are your beliefs serving you? Because if they're serving you, then that's great. They're helping you. By serving you, I mean, they're actually helping you get closer. But if you're serving them, then you're actually being drawn away. So as a student, what I want you guys to start doing is this. Whenever you guys have beliefs that you're like, man, this sucks. Like anything that ever draws you away, or anything that ever leads you to believe that you're not capable, or anything that ever leads you to believe that, your chances are slim to none. What I want you to do is I want you to grab a piece of paper and actually write down the exact opposite. Write down the exact opposite, because what will happen is you'll look at that new write-up, that positive belief, And you'll start saying that to yourself. Start reading it to yourself. Put it on a sticky note. Put it on your mirror, like so that when you wake up in the morning and you're brushing your teeth, you actually look at it and you read it. You'll look at it and say, hey, listen, I might have, struggled with standardized tests before, but I believe that like I can actually navigate through this if I have the right guidance. I know that I have been rejected from PT school before, but heck, other students that have been rejected before have gotten in, so I know that I can get into PT school. Hey, I have a lower GPA, or maybe I had a lower GPA that maybe could hurt me, or I can tell myself, hey, me being able to work through my low GPA has proven to myself that I have resilience. I have resilience. Like I want this PT thing so bad that I was willing to actually like go after like retaking classes, working harder, putting myself in a position where I could show that I'm no longer the person I used to be when I was struggling with my classes. So you guys have to start shifting your beliefs. And when you guys do that, your actions will change. And those actions are what will lead you to the results that you guys desire. And that might be getting into PT school. That might be increasing your confidence. That might be getting clarity. That might be whatever it is for you. So hopefully this was a message that was well received by somebody. And if this was just for one person, then this was worth it. This was 100% worth it. But y'all, remember, your beliefs are either serving you or you're serving them. Y'all have a good one. We'll talk soon.